Hi, this is Deborah Sable Thornbrew, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how to approach Unit 9's project in Simnet. After you log into Simnet, this should be your home screen, what you see, and the Unit 9 project is located here. It might not be on the right side in your screen, but on mine it is. Just look for the blue project link here. Make sure it says Unit 9 Word 2013 and that the due date is November 22nd. Just click anywhere in this square here to launch the beginning. Okay, a few things you may already know this, but those of you who don't, I really need you to see this. First of all, there are some optional downloads. Some of you may have never ever tried these, but they can really help you in knowing how to do this project. First of all, the solution file is located here. That means you can open a file, and I'm going to go ahead and open it. Click on it, and it will show you what the file should look like, what your document should look like when you are finished with it. So you can scroll through and see. It's a two-pager, I think. Yes, 2 pages. And in the end, when you're finished with the project, this is what it should look like. So you can compare what you end up with this screen. When you're done looking at this, you can just close the window by clicking the red X button in the upper right corner here. The other link that I really suggest that you also click, even though it's optional, is this one. It says Best Practices. Let me show you what this shows you, what this does for you. Click on that, and it gives you all kinds of advice and tips on the best way to complete this project in Simnet so that you'll get the highest possible score. It starts out by giving you a bulleted list of advice, and then it goes on to give you lots of other information that can help you. Some of it you already know, some of it you won't know. If you keep scrolling down, it gives you different methods to follow, what the links do when you click on them from the Simnet homepage. If you keep scrolling down, there's even a download wizard for downloading the instructional file, which I'm going to show you in just a few moments. Keep going, and it explains exactly how to upload and submit your work and how to extract anything out of zipped or compressed folders. When you're finished looking at this best practices list or document, you can, by the way, you can save it. You can do a file save as, and save this to your own computer so you don't have to keep logging into Simnet to see it. Then click the red X button in the upper right corner to close that window. Next, it has an instructions area. I'm sure know that in order to start the project, you have to click here, Office for Windows 2013 or 2016. Please do not use these. I've already told you about this earlier in the semester. This is for people who use Macintosh, but we don't use Macintosh computers in this class. I made that clear in the beginning. If you have a Mac, you have to use Windows software, and there's a way to partition your Macintosh, your Apple computer, to do that, but again, most people don't, so we're just going to go with this. So what you would do is click this link, Office for Windows 2013 or 2016. Click that. And what opens up is another Adobe Reader file that gives you step-by-step instructions on exactly what to do in this project. Each step tells you precisely what you're supposed to do, and in the very first step it usually will tell you to open a file. It's called the Start file, and I'll show you where that is in just a minute. But again, just go through and scroll through all these steps. You can save this document if you want to by clicking your File button up here in the upper left and click Save As, and save a copy of this instruction file to your own computer if you wish. At the bottom, as you see, I'm scrolling to the bottom, it gives you another example of what your project should look like in the end when it's finished. When you're done looking at your instructions and you're all finished, you can just click the red X button in the upper right corner to close that file. The Start file is here, but I'm not going to click that just yet. Before you start the Start file, you should probably go to the Resources file first. The resources include any and all additional files that are required to use in this project. So what you would do is click here, All Office Versions, under Resources, click that, and it will download onto your computer a zipped folder, which is often found in the lower left corner of your screen, which is where I am right here. So I'm going to click down here to open the zipped folder, and then there's this folder contained within the zipped folder right here. So this folder, when you double click to open it, it will open up and show you all the files that you're going to need to use during the project as you work on the project. These files the best thing to do is to copy these files onto your own computer, usually on the desktop or anywhere else you want to have them. Or I'm going to go back one screen. You can also right-click on this yellow folder that contains the files and roll that or copy that to your desktop so that you have the whole folder. Otherwise, you can just double-click to open the folder and then select all three of these and put those onto your desktop. You will, throughout the steps in the project instructions, it will tell you to use these files occasionally. There's one Access file and two Excel files. You don't need to know how to use Access or Excel really at all. You just need to know where to find these to insert them and work with them. That's it. So I'm going to close this window now. Close by clicking the red X button. Finally, this is the start file. This is the actual Word document you're going to use to build your project. So you're going to just click right here, All Office Versions, under Start File. And what will happen is the file will open in Word software. And you will probably see this yellow bar going across the top. You need to click Enable Editing, and that will let you work on this document. This is what the document looks like before you do all of the steps to it, and the solution file that I showed you earlier is what it will look like when you're done working on it. A couple of things I do want to point out to you. First of all, see these red lines on the left-hand side? These red lines are a visual indication that someone has turned on tracking, the tracking feature in this file. And if you want to see what those are, you have to point right on the red line. You'll see a little tip show up that says click to show tracked changes. Click, single click right there, and the document shows you what's behind the scenes. It shows you all of the changes that somebody made, and that person in a theoretical situation sent you the file after they made their changes to see if you agree with them or want to accept those changes. When you're done looking at all of this behind the scenes stuff, you can point and notice that the red line's turned gray. Point to the gray line again and click once more to hide the details. On the right hand side, you'll see these little cartoon bubbles if someone has entered a comment into the document. And if you want, you can click on one of these little bubbles to see the actual comment that was typed in by that person who worked on this document. You can do your own comments, insert your own little bubbles, and also do your own track changes. That's all part of the project. When you're done looking at somebody else's comments, you can click the X button here on the right side to hide the comments once again. And as you scroll through the document, you'll see different comments on different pages, perhaps, depends on what the project is. Okay, I'm going to hide that. When you're finished working with your project and you have it saved on your hard drive, you're going to click here to upload your file into Simnet. When you do that, a window comes up that shows the files on your computer. You just need to navigate to the location where you have it saved and upload it into this area. When you're ready to submit it for grading, you would then click this button. I cannot click this button right now because I haven't uploaded anything yet. So it doesn't let you click it unless you obviously have something uploaded. When you have submitted something, you can look down here at the bottom part of the screen, this screen, to see a list of the submissions that you have. You have up to 2 submissions you can do. You can submit the file once, the first time, and have it graded, and then look at it and compare it to the solution file. And if you're not happy with your grade, you can redo the project yourself and then submit it a second time and have it graded. Only the highest of the two grades will be accepted, so it doesn't matter which one is a higher score, the first submission or the second, only the highest score will be accepted.